Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 7th International Uşak Short Film Festival. Today, I'm very happy to welcome Aneta Ptak. She's going to talk about her film Emma, which is selected for official screening. So, Aneta, how are you and how do you feel?
Hi, and thanks of all. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm super honored to be part of this festival. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you.
And before we start, would you like to tell about yourself for our viewers?
Yes, I'm a student. I study directing in National Film School in Łódź, Poland. I'm also a PhD student, but on a different department on cinematography. I studied in Academy of Fine Arts before, and I used to do experimental video art and performance. And a couple of years ago, I started diving into the narrative storytelling. So the movie, the Emma, is actually my debut, and these are like my, let's say, first steps in filmmaking.
Okay, thank you so much. And then my first question is going to be like, where did this idea come from? And is there anything that you were inspired by?
I actually, I was feeling kind of haunted by this experience of my father passing some years ago. And I was trying to write a script about something else, but kind of this experience was so strong that I just had to surrender. So, of course, this story is like a fantasy. It's not my life. It's nobody else's life, but it was deeply inspired by this very specific emotional state, which is the moment when your whole world collapses, when you lose somebody. And also the moment at that time, I also was going through a separation with my husband. So I just wanted to have this moment in the movie, like talk about this emotion of losing two important people and having the world around you intertwine in such a way that you're just overwhelmed. And yeah, it's for me, it's a movie about emotion more than action.
I'm so sorry for your loss, by the way.
Thank you.
And my second question is, as the film goes on, we see the aspect ratio expands and the character directly proportional to it becomes more relieved. How the change of aspect ratios contributes to storytelling?
So when while working with the DOP, with the cinematographer, we kind of were not sure what should be the aspect ratio. And this is like a drama, but I really wanted to have some kind of uplifting quality in it. And even though you have the main protagonist experiencing death and loss and a collapse and a breakup, then I wanted it to have like a symbolical meaning of an opening, of some kind of beginning, of a widening of her perspective, even though it's through a traumatic experience. So I wanted to experiment with it. I was thinking like, why do I need to choose between one or another when I just could have another layer of like maybe subconscious information just through this widening of the perspective of the shot.
Thank you so much. And following a changing format and being aware of it, it may cause the viewers to be estranged from the story in the film. I wonder if it creates a problem for the film. I mean, experiencing this without identifying with the character.
Well, I think that if this change of the aspect ratio was done purposely in a very gradual way, so you can't, I think, okay, let's say, I know that each of us have a very different perception, but I've been showing this to a bunch of people, and many never really noticed the change, seriously. Like, even though for others it seems obvious, but the change is so gradual that it's not like from one shot to the next, it just changes abruptly. But I was like, I didn't want it to break anything. I just wanted to be really slow and not to be disturbing for the story. I know that it's an experiment, but and it's a risk also. But I thought that it's worth to take risks. I see myself as a person that is learning, and you cannot learn much if you do not risk everything.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm 100% behind this decision. Like, I stand for it.
Yeah, because it wasn't disturbing at all, by the way, because I noticed that maybe I watched like 12 times after 12 times. Yeah, because it wasn't disturbing at all. So don't worry about it.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I just wanted to ask it. Just it wasn't disturbing. Yeah. So
okay.
So and you were gonna say something?
I feel relieved. No, I was like, I feel relieved.
So the next question is like, what do you think about the impact of sound design on storytelling? Because the relief of the character in the final is supported by the change in the sound as well as the change in the image. So we can say that your film has a structure that thinks not only on image but also on sound.
Yeah, like, Tarantino said that a movie is at 50% image and 50% sound. Yeah. Although our culture maybe is more visual, so we kind of tend to think that a movie is a visual thing. But apparently, I mean, at least this is what he said. He may be right that it's sound is a huge part of it, and we were focusing on having the sound in the other part where there's like this inner deep inner trauma that is happening, this deep inner situation when the protagonist is really going inwards and experiencing her own inner life. So we wanted this part to be not really that realistic, and to give a sense of just going inwards. The sound, working on the sound is really this interesting part, which can take months, and it always opens so many possibilities and building of so many layers just through the sound. it's a really fascinating part, and I never feel enough of it. And even if when we're talking, I just have these thoughts, oh, there's so many sounds that I could even add there. So yeah, I hope that this answers the question. Does it?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, okay.
And can we compare the place to the relationship of these two characters? Because the house they are staying in and the relationship between these two characters make us feel like house and that relationship both are in the making, like under uh, like processing. I don't know. And at the end of the
Yeah,
film, there seems to be an escape from that place.
mhm. Yeah, that's true. So I decided to have the apartment that is being renovated. I at that time I was living in a renovated apartment. I still live in a renovated apartment, and I feel that um, they are like, it's so, what is the word, picturesque. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's like something magical in the walls that have the layers of the past. And but also this place is so unfriendly for them, and they can't really feel at home there 100%. So they are they have this additional stress that is around them. And yeah, so it does definitely give a feeling of a life that they have together that is not really, it doesn't have foundation. It's like not made yet. True. Yeah. And I really loved the wind that is part of the last scene, which gives the air.
Yeah, like,
So the air is coming in. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And are there any directors you take as an example from Polish cinema?
Yes, there is a director, Grzegorz Królikiewicz, who is like a legend and a really great inspiration. And I also love the films. Roman Polanski has those films, Cul-de-sac and Repulsion. I feel like they explore. I find them super inspiring, and I feel like they explore the madness on one side and absurdity on the other. And there's like such an intense way of creating the world, the inner world of the protagonist, that I always find myself on the edge of the seat when I watch them. I also there's also a bunch of really super gifted, talented Polish directors from the documentary scene, that are like like the legends. Wiśniewski, Łoziński, you know them, right? And
One of them, yeah.
Yeah, and Bogdan Dziworski. I've been they've been like an ideal that like there's like to watch for. I'm still discovering a lot, and like I kind of, I wouldn't say that there's somebody that whose style I want to copy, because I kind of find myself in a like somewhere in between of different things. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
And does the final version of this film match what you imagined?
You know, it's a tough question, because from one perspective, you do kind of feel the ambience or see some images before you begin work, like you begin the shoot, and then, but I always like to keep myself in the space that is in between knowing exactly what I want and being open to do the opposite, and to just being open to the process. And you know, I used to for a period of my life, I used to travel a lot, and I was traveling to North and Central and South America, and I spent a lot of time with Native American people, and they what was super inspiring for me was that they they do recognize that everything in this world has a spirit. And then if you look at the film that you're making as something that has its spirit. So this film that I'm making at this moment is already there somewhere else. And I'm kind of in a place where I want to dig deep, and I just want to make it unfold. And so, and then other thing is that I really love to be surprised. And I feel like it's very limited. I mean, we all different, right? We all look for different things, but I personally really love the moment when I am kind of in control, but I'm not in control, because I feel like there's like, you know, it does happen, like, but not only with movies, like in any creative endeavor, you do have a moment when you kind of, you want something, yeah, like you want it really hard, but then like kind of like this thing that you're making is rejecting this away, and it wants to lead you somewhere else. And that's why I would always think that I want to be flexible, to be able to change the route, and to even to risk, and not to be too comfortable, you know, with, oh, I know everything. So if this movie is what I imagined, to a certain extent, but I was also super surprised by it, which I'm very happy for. But it's so difficult to have a relationship with something that you have made. And you know, I was wondering if I should watch this movie again, because I haven't seen it for a year. And I want to not watch it for a couple of years and then watch it. And I want to see who I was when I was making it. Because it's just, you know, and then sometimes there is a moment when you're like, I cannot watch it anymore because I cannot see it anymore. So so you see, it's so hard to answer this question.
Yes.
And, you know, like, because I don't really know.
Oh, it's okay, don't worry.
Yeah.
So if you, shall we go with next question?
Yes, we can try.
Okay. May I ask if there are next projects are you planning?
Yeah, they are. there are a couple of things that are more or less advanced. There is a documentary movie that I've been working for many years, and I took a break, then I did something else, and then I was continuing with it, and then I took another break, and it's been like that. And it's a movie about my dad. Actually, it's going to be a documentary about my relationship with him, and it's a process. So this one is something that I'm working on. I have also another short documentary that I will be finishing soon, about a love story from war times. I have then I want to also, so these are the two documentaries, and I also would like to go into the fiction, the fiction screen writing. There are a few stories about that would be a commentary to the maybe what's the word? Homelessness? Yeah. But they are in the making, they're deep there. So still, so I don't think that I could say much at this moment, because it's so very vague for me how the things are going to unfold. I really would love to focus both on documentaries and on fiction.
I'll be looking forward to see your projects, by the way.
Thank you so much. That's super kind of you. Thank you.
That was my last question, by the way, but is there anything you would like to add?
I actually have a question, because it is always super amazing to receive feedback and to hear what's the perception of this movie and of the movies in general. And I was wondering if there's a way that you all who are watching it or have seen this movie, if you could share how you, like, what were your perception? How did you all like it? Or maybe not like it, maybe you didn't like it at all, but like for me it's always like extremely eye-opening, and then it's also a learning experience, like to know how was what's the perception of this movie. I'm not sure, like, what could be the way, like either through email, or you maybe have like on your website or on the comments in under the link. Not sure about that.
So you're asking for feedback from our viewers, if they can.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
If you wish, I can speak Turkish right now and tell to our viewers.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm doing it right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Arkadaşlar, Aneta filmiyle ilgili görüşlerinizi merak ediyormuş. Yani mail yoluyla bana bir şekilde ulaşabilirlerse, çünkü bu benim için gerçekten geri dönüt almak, yani gözümü, zihnimi, vizyonumu açacak bir şey diyor. Bu yüzden geri dönüşleriniz kendisi için çok önemliymiş. Bunu da paylaşmamı istedim. Yeah, I just told.
Okay, great, great. Okay.
Well,
Thank you so much.
I'm not sure how are they going to reach you. I mean,
Yeah.
via email. I don't know if you use social media, but I don't use it. I mean, the only problem right now, how are they going to reach you?
Is there a way, like, do you have on your platform a forum or a place to write comments? Or maybe I can give you my email.
Yeah. Actually, on our website, there's a button like for feedback, like you said. Yeah, they could.
Great. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just telling again right now. Arkadaşlar
Okay.
Arkadaşlar filmi izlediğinizde web sitesinde aşağıda künyenin olduğu yerde geri bildirim tarzında bir buton olması lazım düşünceleriniz hakkında. Oradan oraya ne düşündüğünüzü yazarsanız eğer biz de oradan nacizane belki ben çevirip Aneta'ya yollayabilirim. İsimlerinizle beraber hiç fark etmez. Teşekkürler şimdiden. Yeah, I did it.
Okay, great. Yeah, awesome.
I think it's gonna be like they're gonna write their perceptions or opinions, and if I'm going to reach them and I'm going to translate them for you, then I'm going to send them to you. I think.
Awesome. This is so great. Thank you so much.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you. Yeah. Awesome.
So thank you for your time, Aneta, and I hope we can meet in person upcoming years, upcoming festival. Who knows? Yeah. Thanks again joining our festival. Take care of yourself and goodbye.
Thank you so much. It was a great pleasure talking to you, and thank you again for having me. And I would really love to visit you all in person when the time
and it's all over.
In better times.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's all over.
Yeah, I want to say again, dziękuję bardzo.
Oh, dziękuję bardzo. How would you say in Turkish, dziękuję?
Teşekkürler.
Teşekkürler?
Yeah, teşekkürler.
Teşekkürler.
Yeah, you did it.
Okay, great. Teşekkürler.
So, thanks again. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.